Are the Philips V lights actually any good, and how do they compare to the Hue lights? So should you even purchase these? Let's find out. Let's talk about the similarities of both first. So first, you can actually remotely control both of these bulbs. Then both those lights are actually dimmable. You can pretty much dim them to however you want. And as you see, the dimming process is pretty good on this V light. Next, you can actually control the light colors of both lights to pretty much any color you want. So that's pretty cool actually. Also, you do get various scenes basically where the light color changes basically itself in various modes. And also you can schedule and automate both of those bulbs. And obviously you can also remotely turn them on and off pretty much wherever you are. Also, both bulbs work with Google and Alexa assistants basically. Okay, let's compare pros and cons of each bulb now. So first, the Viz bulbs, they're much cheaper, often even like 5 times cheaper per bulb, and that's crazy difference. It really shouldn't be that huge difference. Then also, there is no hub required for the Viz bulbs. And you can basically run these Viz bulbs from any Wi-Fi network. For the Hue lights, basically you need expensive hub and all kind of equipment to control them and set them up. Again, tons of wasted money really. On these ones you just need bulb. Then another very important factor is the actual light quality. The Viz bulbs by standard actually all of them have at least 90 CRI basically, and that basically it's a color rendering index. On the Hue lights, I believe it was like current ones do have also like most of them also the same number, but a lot of older bulbs had like 80, and that wasn't really good light quality. Actually, I'm using these lights as for video recording, and yeah, I pretty much use them like in a softbox really a lot of times, and these provide really good value for money video lights, and the quality is really good. I think the CRI basically is even higher than the 90 on the box. I think they pretty much are the same as my studio video lights, so the light quality actually is insanely good on these. Okay, so what are some negative things? Basically, the most negative thing about these lights is the app itself. It's very laggy, buggy, and you get like often pairing problems. The app honestly completely sucks really. And for example, when you actually take this bulb out of the box, you can also set up the custom like the default color where this bulb will switch on. For me, for example, I literally can't do that. I set it up in the app, but it doesn't work. It doesn't transfer to the bulb. Sometimes it actually works, but sometimes it reverts to the default settings. And it's a lot of times it's complete nightmare to control this bulb basically. The app really sucks. It's laggy, it crashes often, it throws a bunch of errors, and it's complete garbage basically. Also, the way everything is laid out in the app and how to control things, it's not really like ergonomically designed, this app. So this app really needs huge overhaul. Okay, next let's cover the pros and cons of Hue lights. First, they use Zigbee own mesh network instead of Wi-Fi, and you need a hub for that. Of course, it's more expensive solution, but it works better. It's also more snappy, controls are better, and pretty much everything is better in that app, and also the connection method. So these bulbs also have huge advantage, the Hue lights basically, as how do they operate. For example, this Viz light, for example, you have your Wi-Fi here, your Wi-Fi router here basically, and then you have your Viz light probably here. So one Viz light, two, and basically these connect like that. And as you add more and more bulbs, it basically clutters your Wi-Fi network, and your Wi-Fi might become even more sluggish and slow due to these a lot of bulbs here. Also, distance is problem, as you're limited really by your Wi-Fi connection as to how far you can reach and control the bulb. Now let's compare to this Zigbee owned network basically. So we got this main router here, for example, and we got maybe one bulb here, or maybe one bulb here, or maybe one bulb here, even further, maybe even one bulb here. So as you see, quite a lot of distance here. So if this had Wi-Fi instead of the router, it would have no problems connecting these two lights. However, as you add more lights, it will clutter your Wi-Fi network, and your Wi-Fi network will become more sluggish. Obviously, you do not have this problem if you have this Hue light router thing, basically. So it runs on its own network, and it doesn't clutters your Wi-Fi, and it's also very fast, and you can add as many bulbs really as you want, and you won't get any slowdowns, and it will be very good performance. Then also another limitation for Wi-Fi. For example, Wi-Fi won't be able to reach this bulb on your network because it can reach only so far. But what this network actually does, this Hue light network, basically, it can connect from this bulb to this one actually, and also extend the range from this one to this one. So that's an advantage, because literally if you had Wi-Fi control, you could only reach these bulbs with this Hue light. Basically, you can also reach this one and also this one, even if they are connected directly, but they're obviously connected through this bulb. So pretty cool. And you do really get better performance if you have tons of bulbs and accessories, basically. Also, these Hue lights are often more dimmable actually. This one maxes out at, I don't know what basically brightness, but these Hue lights often can dim to 1%, and that's very dim. So maybe that's advantage for you. Also, this Hue lights has a HomeKit integration and various accessory support as well. And overall, there are more bulbs that you can purchase from the range. Then the negatives. It's a complete ripoff. Really, the system is complete scam. I just really can't justify it. These bulbs cost insane amount of money, and really sometimes even like $50 for one bulb. That's completely ripoff like crazy. Other brands literally have the same technology almost, and they charge you pretty much the same money as for these bulbs. So it's a complete scam really, and yeah, I really can't justify them. Also, on a lot of Hue light bulbs, their color rendering index is terrible at 80 CRI. Of course, nowadays they also have Hue light bulbs with this same good 90% CRI, but basically you really need to be aware and look at this number and on the actual box, because literally a lot of them still have this old, like terrible color rendering index, and the light quality isn't as good as on these lights. So really you need to pay attention. So overall, Hue or Viz? Well, it really depends on your application and where you actually need it. If you just want to run a couple bulbs in your home and don't mind the bit more terrible app, then these are pretty much perfect, and they provide excellent value for money. However, if you want to run tons of these bulbs, or maybe you want to set them up in some commercial application where you would need good reliability, then really Hue is much better choice.